First obstacle, we're going to use each of the steps, hands and feet as needed on these slanted steps, and then feet only along the orange ones, using each one to dismount past the tape. The next obstacle is the cargo net. You can use hands and feet as needed to climb along the underside of the cargo net, so you're not allowed to climb onto the top, not that you would need to. Just be careful when you're traversing that you don't get your feet stuck, so careful placement here. And then grabbing onto this rope with your hands and using it to transfer to the wall. You can grab onto that ring with your hands and put your feet on the climbing holds and then grab onto these hooks. Taking a hook in each hand, you're going to use the hooks to traverse along the rings, keeping your feet on the climbing holds as needed. Once both hooks are in that last ring, you can transfer to whatever climbing hold you need to with your hands past the tape. And then it's again using whatever holds with your hands and feet you'd like to keep traversing as far as you need to traverse to dismount past the red tape. The next obstacle, you're going to use these poles, hands and feet on the poles, to traverse between them. Now some of these poles, like the one coming up next, is going to have something attached to it. You can't grab that, it's just the pole itself, so be careful you don't grab onto or press against the things attached to the poles. Using each of these poles to transfer across until you can reach this trapeze bar. From the trapeze bar, you're going to lâcher or grab onto the next trapeze bar as needed. Same again onto this big pipe, and then grab onto the big cannonball, not grabbing the bolt, just the ball itself, and dismounting past this line of red tape with a big lâcher and dismount. The next obstacle is the cliffhanger. You're going to use the holds demonstrated in this video only. This will be marked in some way on the day of competition, what holds you're allowed to use. So transferring across using hands only. Once you get to the last hold, you can dismount the platform. You don't need to have both hands in the last hold. One is fine if you're comfortable dismounting with just one hand on. Next obstacle, you're going to jump onto this ring, swing along these holds, making sure you're not grabbing onto the bolts, and the orange part here onto the rope, and transferring onto the cone, making sure you're not grabbing over the top of the cone, just the cone itself on the sides. Then using this cannonball to reach onto the trapeze bar. You're going to use the trapeze bar to go to the next trapeze bar and the one after that. And from the last trapeze bar, you're going to transfer to the spider walk. So feet on the sides and hands on the sides to press against the sides of the wall to traverse, making sure you're not grabbing the tops of the wall or using those flying bar cuts at the top there to assist you in any way, and then dismounting to the floor. Next is the balance. You're going to walk along the balance beam, just using the tops only, making sure you're not stepping on that red box, which is considered the ground, onto the Bosu. Now these spin, so be careful, and then using each of these little tops to dismount past the line of tape. Second last obstacle is the salmon ladder. You're going to get up 2 rungs. You can do a double if you need to, but it's just getting to that set of rungs, transferring directly across, and then going up to this board here. From the board, you're going to dismount to the trapeze bar, and then you're going to use hands only on the climbing holds to climb up, reach the next trapeze bar, and then use the pole with hands and feet to get to this fixed sort of disc here. Going to get a good little shade going and transfer to the black section of this X. And from there, you're going to lâcher onto the ring and slide along to the dismount platform. And being careful, it will slide back if you don't dismount straight away, so just make sure you've got the dismount sorted onto the platform completely. If you fall back, that is considered dismount and a fail, so make sure you do land on the platform fully. Then it's onto the warp wall, and you're going to run up and grab the 12-foot hold there and dismount.